whatever that she will give unto us, we'll be able to utilize it very well. And this evening, we have in our Hannah Miss Arena Kwekwe Koko Ama. She is going to be the one to take us through this training. Thank you very much. I will welcome her as she takes over to for the training to start. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me, please? If you can, give a thumbs up. Okay, that's good. And then I'm trying very hard to share my screen. So I'm going to put it in, I was hoping to put it in slide mode. Okay. Can you see the screen? If you can see my screen, kindly let me know.
Yes, please, I
You
can see
you
it.
can see. Okay, that's fine. So, thank you, Madam Alice. Thank you, Andy, for the opportunity to share with. I'll call you my colleagues, younger colleagues, students who have the opportunity to benefit from the Stufso program. So, as Andy mentioned, this is the second time this is happening. However, this time it's not a face-to-face, it's a webinar. And the, the core of what we want to do is just to interact on other things that are beneficial to the opportunity you have for your academics here at UCC. So for all of you, you'd realize that looking at the different backgrounds you are coming from, sorry about the noise. I think there's someone drilling something. So in and out, we'll have a bit of background noise, but it shouldn't disturb anything. Based on the backgrounds we are all coming from and looking at the environments in which we find ourselves, you'd realize that you can't just come to school, finish school, and then that's it. You land a six-figure job and then you are gone. It happens, but it's one out of a lot. And even before that happens, that means you have something unique that makes you stand out. Therefore, it's very timely that now we understand what we have, what we can do with what we have, and how we can link that to our future as we grow through academics and as individuals. So I just want you to have in your mindset for all of you that everybody is equipped, everybody is gifted. God created you to be unique and valuable, and you do have something that you can offer, not just to yourself, but to the world at large. Okay? So we want to just understand what skills are. A lot of times you ask someone, what are your skills? And not many people are able to say what it is. I was going to quickly ask someone to share their skills with us. If I ask Carl, I can see you, so I'll mention at random anyone, and you can tell me if you know what your skill is. So Carl, I've mentioned you. Kindly share with us what your skill is. Any skill at all. Okay, so I have Carl, can you hear us? I have Bright. Bright, you can share with us what skills do you have? I'm not hearing from Bright. Unless there's something wrong and I can't be heard. Okay, Collins, since you've given a thumbs up that you can hear, kindly share with us a skill that you have so we can roll with what you share.
Oh, okay. So thank you very much for the opportunity.
It could be
So I
anything
think
at
the skill
all.
that I've been able to realize that I have is the ability to work under
It could
pressure.
be anything at all.
So I, the ability of me being able to work under pressure and the teamwork skills that the way I'm able to flow with a particular team and how effective and efficient I am with them. So I can see that pressure and stress. Yes, please.
That's great.
That's great.
Funny enough, someone wouldn't understand that this is a skill, but it is a skill. A skill is anything that you have in your capacity that you can grow and nurture and make better, right? So that's a skill. And people wonder, sometimes we sit down and as we were growing, we had ideas of what we want to be in future. I want to be this, I want to be that, but how do you even get there, or how do you get to what you dream about? You have to have something that you can grow and nurture. So for example, Colin shared that he can work under pressure. Not all of us can work under pressure. Some of us, we don't like pressure at all. We like the laxity of making sure as soon as we have the assignment or we know what we are supposed to do, we do everything and then we are done. But some work better last minute. They can do an all night, stay, mine into the night and get things done. And they are fueled. Others, when that happens, they break down, they are disoriented and confused. So you need to know yourself. Once you know yourself, you can identify the skills that you have. There are different kinds of skills, and usually you would hear, and especially during senior high school, you would hear things like there's soft skills, there's technical skills, there's vocational skills. That's because it's true, there's soft skills and there's hard skills or technical skills. So for someone who says, I can work in a team and I can work under pressure, you are looking at soft skills. So some of us are very good with communication, teamwork, like you just mentioned. We have leadership skills. All of a sudden, I've seen that there are lots of people on campus vying for leadership roles. Is anyone here in going, through that so we know who we are voting for? If so, then well done to you because it's not easy to come out and say, look, I want to lead a pack of or a group of people. Human beings are very, very complex. So that's a very good skill that you are developing. And then problem solving skills. Some of us run away from problems. As soon as we see something spearheading its head, we hide, But some people want to face it head on and deal with the issue. It may not be a perfect outcome, but they are not afraid to deal with it. And then we have adaptability, meaning in quotes, if you know the animal that's a chameleon, it changes and adapts to its environment. So you see that, for instance, you go to a place where you don't have all the nice things that you think you would have, or you actually have them, but you are not used to them. You learn how to use them. I saw a couple of videos. Let's say you get the opportunity, all of us, we go to a country that is totally different from here. I'll choose China or India because they have very unique cultures. And I haven't been to China before. So if you have been to China before, it'll be great for you to share your experience. But there are lots of things that some of us may not enjoy, but we'll have to adapt to, especially when it comes to the food. If you are not one for Chinese food or something that you'd have to use the chopsticks to eat, or you have to drink some soup and you're a fufu and banku person, you're a swallow person or a gobe person, you find it difficult, right? So that's adaptability. You have to adapt. And then emotional intelligence. Can anyone share with us what they think emotional intelligence is? This is an open forum, so we actually want to learn from one another. I can go ahead to choose. Ebenezer, I was about to call you. Thank you. Kindly share with us your
Okay.
thoughts.
For emotional intelligence, in my view, is
Okay, Carl. It seems Ebenezer cut off. Carl, kindly join in and then share with us your view on emotional intelligence, unless Ebenezer is back.
Okay. Emotional intelligence is how your ability to manage your thoughts from a psychological resilience. That's how I understand.
That's how. Okay, that's
Okay.
perfectly fine. Ebenezer, you wanted to add something.
Yes, please. In my
Please
view, I
add.
think emotional intelligence is being able to understand your emotion as well as understanding other people's emotions.
Okay, so basically to understand, Chris, you want to add before we wrap up and move to the next? Yes, go on.
Yes, please. Thank you very much. So I also think emotional intelligence is when you do not allow your emotions here with yourself at the workplace, and because of what happened at home, you think you should just use that kind of feeling, that kind of emotions at work is going to give you bad habits at the workplace. So it's more like staying focused and not allowing your emotions to control your thoughts. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So yes, I think we can that when honestly we come to class or we head out somewhere and we just want to leave everything that happened behind. But unfortunately, we are not able to detach from that. And then we walk into the class and someone says, "Oh, Charlie, hi." And you just walk past them. Someone has made you upset or your roommate made you upset. And then you bring on that attitude to someone who has absolutely nothing to do with what got you upset. You're not managing your emotion intelligently because the person does not deserve that attitude. At least you have to try to detach from it. Like Chris shared, was it Chris or the first person, the last speaker shared, walking into, let's say, your world of work or your space and shouting and throwing tantrums, it doesn't solve the situation. You are not managing it intelligently. When you do so, people are even afraid to now talk to you. When they see something that they can help you with, they'll actually shun you. But if you're able to manage it, it's okay to say, look, today, honestly, I'm not in the mood. I'll talk about it later or something. And then you go and sit down. But totally, ignoring them or shouting at them won't help the situation. So these are all soft skills. Even speaking up as we are speaking here right now, being able to raise your hand to say something, no answer is wrong. Never put in your head that something is wrong. Yours is a contribution, it's a question. You should be able to be bold enough to say it. Even the ability to be courageous and bold is a soft skill. And it's something you can nurture, train, and train other people on. So well done to all of us who were able to contribute. Then we want to move to what we call hard skills. And for some of us who have vocational and technical backgrounds, hard a lot of should I say both your intellect. They are all hard skills. From programming here, we've listed all these things, accounting, all these things. Welding is a hard skill. You know how to weld, fixing cars, being a mechanic, a fridge repairer. Farming is a hard skill, especially when you're doing the actual ground work and planting and all those things. It's a hard skill. Hairdressing, sewing, they're all hard skills. And they can be merged with the soft skills. So, for example, you're a graphic designer or you have skills to, yeah, you have a barbering shop. You can merge the hard skills with your graphic design hard skills by, setting up your shop in such a way that it attracts your clientele. And when they come in, your soft skills of how you manage your emotions and their emotions. For instance, most of or some men and some women go to the barbering shop just to get away from everyday in quotes, as we say in our cliche, wahala. So you're going in there because you want to be pampered, you want to get your nails done, you want a clean haircut, you want a shave. As the owner of the place, if you're able to manage your emotions, you can even manage the emotions of your clients. When they come in there, you're not playing loud music, you're not shouting at maybe one of your workers. No, you give them a nice, soothing experience and you pamper them. By the time they are leaving, they're already tipping you. So these are skills that you should start looking at. But before you get there, there's something that would help you get there. And so this is where the question is, how can I identify my skills? The honest truth is it can be very tough for a lot of us to identify our skills. And so you have to take an inner look into yourself and to see it's fine to ask all those questions. Who am I? You know, we don't really ask those questions, but you have to find out who you are. What do I like? What don't I like? What do I remember about my experiences? It's we are in the raining season. Some people like rain, some people don't like rain. Some people like to wear certain things during rainy season, some people don't like. So all these things you have to just look at who you are. What do you like to eat? It doesn't matter what it is because you are just trying to identify the things you like and the things you dislike so that you can come up with the top skills that resonate with you. Then you list them. Even if it's in your mind, you have to list all of them. If you don't go through this, you just be pottering about from here to there, not knowing exactly what you have. Meanwhile, as mentioned earlier, everybody is unique. Everyone has a gift. No matter who you are on this earth, you have a gift. So you have to list them regardless of what they are. If it's watching football and you can understand the nitty gritty about football, I'm sure you can come up with a beautiful way of narrating the upcoming World Cup in a way that we would love it and we would even listen to it better than some of the commentators. But if you don't practice and you don't know that you have that skill, you keep it and you do something else. You know, being able to identify your skill and working at it, it gives you happiness because that's the capacity that has been placed in you to come out. And yet when you're able to do that to you share what you have with other people. You're not to keep it inside. Everybody needs somebody. And that is very true. You are not an island. So you've been gifted enough to be able to share with others what you have. Then you want to also speak to other people. I know some of us may not be very sociable. It's not really a problem, but it can sometimes not be good. You don't have to be overly sociable, but you have to pick and choose at least people that you can engage around you so they can help you or give you a pat on the back. For instance, you are going into a leadership position and you are talking to a group of people. Your friend or your very good friend is watching and looking at how you are going about things. They can call you and say, oh, today what you wore, why don't you change the trousers to this color or wear this and this on Monday, wear this on Tuesday, go here, go there, you know, like that. And they are coaching you. It'll get to a point where you've actually understood the rules of the game and you decide that you may want to go into not just a student leadership position, but into politics. And by then, you've been groomed very well. I hope when you get there, you won't forget your friend who helped you, right? And then, as you go along, as I've said previously, you identify all the things that you enjoy and the things that you don't enjoy, and write all of them or list all of them, classify all of them into different segments. It's important to do so. Very, very important. In your spare time, you should do all these things. It helps you discover who you are. It helps you stay away from things that don't benefit you. It helps you build on things that will benefit you. If there's a place that you know doesn't resonate with you, you are able to tell yourself you won't be found there, or you'll be found there based on knowing who you are and what you like. And that will help you also identify your skills. Are there any questions? We can, as we go along, kindly let's open up and have as many discussions as possible because this is a platform where we are to dialogue and interact. Any contributions or any questions, or can someone share how they identified their skills? I can share mine and then you can share yours. So I realized that
Please, I wanted to ask if what about
mhm,
if you are not able to identify?
if you're skill, it's not a one-time um, thing. You would start identifying your skills. Some starts as little as 5 years. They know they can sing. They sing, but the song doesn't sit well. But they've been singing and they don't care what people say. And they've been singing and singing. And now they've gotten to the point where they decided that, okay, singing is my skill, but you have to go ahead to polish it. And even maybe it's not actually the singing, but you are able to come up with tunes or you can actually write words for songs. So the truth is, you are not a singer, but you're a composer. So you see the difference. But everybody has a skill. Even if it's sweeping, you have a skill. I have or had, yes, it's had a roommate when in uni, and it was so clear what her skill was. One, well, it was more than one, and up to today, I'll give her a thumb thought. Lay her bed so well, lays her bed, she just has to teach you. And you sit on the bed, and if it's a good bed that is not very bouncy, the way she stretched the bed sheet so well that there won't be a crease. You just get up, put your hand on it once, and it's back to normal. I still don't understand how she does it, and that's something that she's been teaching her children. And for the life of me, when I decide to lay my bed, I unfortunately I didn't learn that from her. I should have. I don't get it, right? And this can be applied in different areas. And the nice thing about that is it just gives me an idea that she's things accurate. Like things should be accurate for her. So she's ended up being an architect. You know, architects have to do a lot of drawings, get the lines right, and everything like that. So it's even through the lane of bed, she's even perfected her skill of drawing because she did visual arts. So that's how you can even identify and nurture your skill. You think the little thing you do is not relevant. It's very relevant. Even helping people is a skill. And that'll make you stand out as you go along. When we say helping people, it's in different like in different things. You can help people when you see them. Maybe usually it's someone carrying something or someone needs help to understand something and so on and so forth. That can lead to so many opportunities for you. You'll be amazed. So, Carl, it takes time. It can take you 10 years to even identify the very skill that you have. You have it, but because you've not really looked at what the benefits are if you decide to nurture it and grow it and get better at it, you think you don't have a skill, but you do. Any other? Deborah. Hello, Deborah. Are you on?
Yes, please.
Okay. Can you share with us a few of the skills you have?
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity. So the first one is I I know how to braid. That is braiding, and also project management. I have that skill too as well
Oh,
as hello,
as well as, yes, go on.
communication. Yes,
Okay. I don't think you knew these things when you were much younger, but as you grew, you realized that these are
yes,
things
yes,
you can explore, right? And you started
yes.
exploring them. Sometimes you didn't get it right, and it's okay to not get it right the first time. True or false?
Very true. Very
Okay,
true.
it's good.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing your experience. So I
Okay.
hope
Thank
that
you.
that helps us somehow. And then we want to now understand that if we've identified these skills, what do we do? They may be a lot. Like Deborah shared, we can braid hair, we're playing with things, we can throw, we can aim very well. These are all skills. How do we develop it? Right? So knowing that there are certain things you can do, there are opportunities here on campus and outside, but you have to look for them. You have to make an effort. You can't just sleep, wake up, go to school, come back, sleep, wake up, write exams, go home, eat, sleep. No, no, it won't work. You have to look out for things like internship. If there's an opportunity for you to intern somewhere, take that opportunity. There are opportunities for you to volunteer, even within your faculty or the school, also within the different clubs that we have on campus. Once in a while, find a little time to do that. If you see that a friend of yours has something that can even so you can support them, Uni Expo is ongoing. Some of you have stands, some have friends who have stands. It's nice to observe because through observation you can learn and you get ideas to also grow your skills and develop it such that you can make something out of it in general, meaning you are adding value to be able to actually make some financial gain to support yourself and to support others through your skill. And then apprenticeship. A lot of the times, apprenticeship will require much time because you go in for maybe 3 months, 6 months. So that would require some time. But if the opportunity comes, you can do it in stages. And it doesn't hurt to learn how to do these things. It would help you in future. Then you take a course. There are several e-learning courses. I know it's difficult to add that to what you're doing, but basics. If it's a YouTube video you can watch because then that's easier for you, why not do that? And when there are programs on campus, don't just coil in bed and say, I don't want to talk to anybody, I won't go. Walk. You may not be the first person to open up to say hello to someone, but as you walk through, you observe a lot of things. You may even observe that there's a need for something within that space, and then the light bulb in your head will switch to say, it looks like we need this thing here. How do I get this? And it becomes a business opportunity for you. And then you need to look out, as I said, so it's just putting everything together. Look out for various activities outside your academics. So, for instance, there's the, as I mentioned earlier on, the Uni Expo going on at the science market. You can go and walk around a bit, right? Just for a little while and then go and rest if you are so tired. And if there are other programs apart from that, there's a church program, there's a program at the mosque or something, attend a few of them. Those that you think will resonate with you, listen to. If it's a talk, you listen to it as well. The truth about life is we don't stop learning. When you stop learning, you decline. You you decline. No matter your age, you shouldn't stop learning because every day, day in, day out, new things are happening, especially in the world of the 21st century where technology is key. We shouldn't stop learning. So take these things seriously and look out for opportunities online. That sometimes you have opportunities to submit maybe an essay or a business idea or something. Just put it in. Yours is not to win the ultimate at all times, but to get the experience. It makes you stand out, sorry, such that when you go somewhere and you're speaking or there's an opportunity for you to also contribute, you have substance. You are not just there sitting and watching everybody else. No, you can also say something because you've had some experience. So I am hoping this is something that we can all try to do as much as possible, but learn to apportion your time. So time management is a soft skill as well, which you have to learn to apportion so that you can develop that and give enough time where it belongs and be able to prioritize the different things you have. Okay. So in the next slide, I wish Stufso had, and I didn't think about it, a gift for us. we are going to do something called an icebreaker. It's one of two that we are going to do. When we say an icebreaker, it's just a little like a game, and it's going to teach us a lesson. So the next slide, can someone volunteer what they see and speak to it for us? Eric, are you there? Eric or Didi? Eric, what do you see?
Madam, hello,
Yes, Eric, go ahead. What do
hello.
you see? Yes.
I do see days of the week,
Okay, but there's a
but
question,
I'm still, yes, I'm still trying to find out the mistakes
the mistake.
that are
Okay,
there.
so who
Yes.
I'm sure Susto will give us an award. Don't worry. So who can see the mistake? Mark, what's the mistake? Yes, Mark, go ahead. Can you see the mistake? Collins, give it a try.
Hello, thank you very much for
Yes,
the
yes,
opportunity.
Collins.
The mistake that I can find in this is, I think all the letters are in block letters, but when you check from the very beginning, you can see that every word there is in block, but with the word there, that one is in small letters, as in it's not in capital letters. So I think that's the mistake I can find in it.
Okay. Anyone else? Can you see something else? Pama, can you see something different? Or in addition, something in addition to that?
No, please. That's what I think is a mistake.
Can anyone see something in addition? There's something else.
Hello.
If you look at it,
Yes, yes, please.
yes,
Hello, please.
Chris. Is it
I
Chris?
can see. Yes, please. I can see that the first week starting from Monday, which is actually supposed to be Sunday.
So who agrees with
So
Chris? I had a debate about this.
it started from Monday
Madam,
instead of Sunday, and I think Sunday should be the first day.
Is Sunday the first day?
Yes.
yes, madam.
Yes, please.
Sunday is the first day. Okay. So that's another mistake. There's another mistake. That's
Hello.
a third mistake. Yes. If
Please,
you look,
there's no
And
question mark at the end of the
I
question.
see.
hey, you people like reading. You know your English. There's no question mark at the end of the mistake.
Madam, I think I can find a mistake.
Where is it? Is that Mark?
Yes, please.
Okay, Mark, where's the mistake?
And with the spelling of, can you find the mistake? There is written in lowercase, which is
Yes,
supposed to be in uppercase.
yes, so we've mentioned that one. We've mentioned there's a need for a question mark. We've mentioned that the days of the week start from Sunday. There's another mistake in the list from 1 to 7. I'm hoping someone can identify that one. Frank, can you see it?
Yeah, as I said, there's no question.
Okay. If I show you the next mistake, I'll, I'll I'll take the award for myself.
Hello, Miss Irene.
Yes.
Hello. Yes, please. So another mistake that I can identify is um, the word mistake itself is is bolded, and also the font size for that one is bigger than all the font size for the other words.
Okay. For you, it's a mistake. Anyway, when you look at Monday, it's not a mistake. It's just, something in there. But when you look at Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, they are bold. But when you look at Thursday, this is very minute. So since we are looking at all the details, for me, I think the Thursday does not have the same boldness as 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. So that was the last
Hey,
one. I,
Miss Irene, I think
yeah.
because you are projecting, we are not seeing it as such. Oh, hey.
Really? Oh, look at it very
Yes,
well. Okay. You let's move
yes.
on. There's another one. So let's move on to the next and then I'll share another one with you. It took me a long actually I had to call someone to come and help me identify. So you see, I just wanted to show to you that okay, now I understand you because I'm projecting that in order to find your skill, it was really nice how we all came together to brainstorm. So you get a few people who would tell you the truth. For example, I didn't see that the word the isn't small. And it shouldn't be like that when everything is in caps. And yes, I agree that there should have been a question mark. I didn't see that one. And these are two major things in there. So imagine if you think you are the best or you have the skill so nobody can say anything about it. You go out there and you make mistakes and people rather laugh at you. So in discovering your skills, these are things that you should take into consideration. That's why earlier on we said that to be able to develop it, go out there, talk to people sometimes, get into different programs, interact with. If it's an internship, you get the opportunity to be part of, do it, and all those things. Okay. So we want to narrow down a bit because our skills can get us somewhere. I know there's a bit of brouhaha, but the picture was not intentional. I just liked the picture, so I decided to put this one there. So, how do you turn your skill into a venture? I know we know a lot of brands, local brands, international brands. If you go back to dig about them, you realize that some of them didn't even know they had a skill. They were just playing around and realized that this thing can work. And they decided to go ahead and just do it. And it became a business venture. And they're making, not just making money, but they're also fulfilling their dream and so on and so forth. So to be able to get to that point where your skill now becomes something that that should spark a light bulb in your mind. Is there something I can do that will take the sand away before people go into their homes, even when there's no water, or something that is protective during the rain around the soles of their shoes? It's an idea. And if you've nurtured your skill enough, you want to probe further to be able to find out if you can come up with an innovative idea that you can do something about. And then you want to also speak to people who are likely, sorry about my mistake in the likely, to appreciate your idea about the product because you want to understand if this thing can make money. At the end of the day, you are trying to create a venture or a startup or a business that will generate income and also solve a problem. And then you gather the feedback. So, for example, I forgot your name, but you shared about hair braiding. Some know how to do different things. you need to get some feedback from the people you've done a few things for. And feedback, we say, is a gift. Some of it is not nice. Some people wouldn't speak back nicely to you, but they'll tell you the truth in your face. It will hurt for some time, but after it hurts and you decide that, look, I'm going to do better, and I'll show you that I can do this thing. You realize that you would actually soar and be one of the best, and then you keep going at that. And when they share the feedback with you, you need to go back and work with it. And at some point, not all feedback is good feedback, as I said, but you have to go back and see what works best and come back and give the potential clients what they asked for and get the feedback again. So you get to a point where quite a number of people are satisfied with what you have. And that would help you turn your skill into a venture, and gradually you keep going, you keep trying your best to make sure it works. It won't be easy, it's not easy, but you have the skill. You've been able to identify and nurture your skill. So now that you've done that, what do? You can't sit on it. You need to get out there because people need you. As I said earlier on, we all have the capacity to do something unique and different. So people need you in that capacity. And then, because we all had different ideas of what we could find in that icebreaker, I have another icebreaker. As for this one, it's very, very easy. Very, 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 very easy. So I need the hands up to tell us how many dots there are. Can anyone share with us how many dots they see?
Hello.
Yes, Deborah, how many dots do you see?
I see 12.
Okay. Anyone else? Is it 12? Deborah is not showing us where the 12 is, but is it 12?
Okay, so the first one is the
Deborah, don't
exclamation.
tell us. Don't tell us yet.
Okay.
Hold on. We want someone else to also tell us how many they see. Chris,
Yes, please. I'm also
how many do you see?
hello. Please, I'm also saying 12.
Okay. Does anyone see anything other than 12?
Me 13.
13. Okay. 13. Okay. Where's the 13th one?
Only for geniuses, on top of the eye.
Okay.
And the dot itself is a dot. How many dots?
So that's also a dot. Do we agree that
No,
the
I
dot?
disagree. First dots.
Why?
Because he said, how many dots do you see? Then are we saying that every dot we see is dots? I don't know if you understand me, but the summation of all the dots is what we term as dots. So you can't say the word itself is also a dot.
A dot. Do we
Yeah.
say that the O in there is a
Yes,
dot?
please. So
No. Louis says no. The O is not a dot. I was going to count that as well. It's a circle. It's not a dot. So what's the definition of a dot? It must be shaded. Actually, I haven't looked up
Yes.
the definition, but it's 12. So Deborah and Collins, I think, you're right. It's 12. Thank you. So again, it just goes to show that some people see things differently. Some people see things differently. You need to interact with people to understand what they need from you based on what skill you have. You may be presenting it to them in a way that you think you like, But if it's value for money and you're starting an entrepreneurial journey, you want to be able to share with them what the customer would be happy with, because they would give you value in terms of the money and the resource and the feedback for what you have. So you can't just burden them with something and assume that they will like it. It wouldn't sell. Things only sell when they solve problems. So if what you are giving out can solve a problem for your clients, they will come to you every day. They will always come to you. Okay. So I want to link this to how are you going to connect your course that you are offering in school now, a time when you will hit the walls. Be able to chatter your course. Again, I've made a mistake. Sorry for that. So you want to look out for opportunities beyond your course that you are doing. You want to be able to interact with other institutions if possible, and then engage with other students, even whilst on campus. There are other faculties or other schools that have programs ongoing, and you can attend and you can be part of them. So make sure you do so. And if you get the opportunity to find someone who can be your mentor or guide, or you can interact with them, try not to feel shy. Approach them. What's the worst thing that can happen? For the person to say, I don't have the time. But at the end of the day, you got to speak to them. And truly, not many of them have time. But the little nuggets they can give to you can be very, very, very beneficial for a lifetime. And then participate in extracurricular activities, because these are things that will open opportunities up for you. Nobody will actually sit down and and write your name down and say, I'm going to do this for this person, do this for this person, do this for this person, until you make yourself available and you put yourself out there a bit to be able to get the networks and explore the areas that you're interested in and learn about them. So you've identified a few skills, explore a bit of this, explore a bit of this, until you know what you really want to spend time doing. And that would help you a lot, because you become a master of your skill and of your craft, and then you can build a venture from that. And then map out, sometimes just as we started mapping out what skills we have, you can do the same with um, what you want to achieve with the course you are doing. Sometimes we narrow down our thinking in our courses too much. So you're doing medicine, or you're doing you're literature students, and that's it. No, look out there for other things that can build a different aspect of what you're doing and add some innovative ideas to it. Not everyone will accept it, but gradually we'll come to understand it, because there'll be room for it to grow. Nobody ever thought that we'll move away from where we were watching videos, using, what do you call it, laptops all the time, to watching videos on our phones. And now even TVs. There'll come a time we may not even have televisions again. Next thing we knew, Netflix had come, this is coming. And so these things will happen. There'll always be change. So get ready to embrace it, and don't be narrow minded about your program. That's just what I'm doing. No, open up a bit. And that would really help you after school. So, in conclusion, these are the key things that I want you to go with. That no matter what you have, every skill you have is important. The things are very, very competitive. And I'm sure you know it. There are times when you're hard up, and if you have something that you could do, you could actually do it and sell it there and then and make some money to take care of yourself. So don't take any of your skills for granted. A strong skill would drive you to grow, because you want to achieve something with it eventually. And then you have to start exploring your skills and elevate them, so that in future you have the capacity to grow it and also train other people. Okay. I'll pause here because I want you to ask a few questions, and then we'll actually go into the Q&A. Just a moment, please. Yes, hi. So, as I was saying, I wanted us to ask a few questions here now. If you do have any questions, we can start asking our questions because we are wrapping up with the session. But the most important thing is to interact a lot about these things. And if you don't understand anything or you need some guidance, this platform would help you get some of it whilst you are here. And on campus, there are places you can go to get more interactions when it comes to things that you want to nurture, especially when you have ideas and you don't know what to do, like the D Hub. It's a very good place to go to get that interaction from.
Yes. So let me dive in here. If you have a question, you make sure you click on the raise hand button, and then Miss Irene will contact you. Do you understand? So do not unmute yourself and just be talking over each other. Yes, thank you. So we'll start with a question. I think John Pra, no, um, Collins, Lati has a question. So Collins, you can unmute yourself and ask your question. Mr. Collins,
Yes, sir.
do you have a question?
Yes, please. So can I go ahead?
Yes, please.
Okay, sure. Yes, please. So my question is, um, in as much as we are students, that we are also wanting to turn our skills to also benefit us in a in, in a way that we can also derive some income from it. We are students though, and some of we the students we are also involved into other extracurricular activities. Yes, please. So I want to kindly ask that um, after identifying your skills and you are also busy at the side of extracurricular activities, how then do you also make time for these skills to also for you to also benefit from them whilst you're a student and if when you complete? Yes, please. So that's my question.
Okay, I don't want to be the only one answering the questions. So, can someone help? Yes, Alice.
Okay.
Madam Alice wanted to share something with us.
Uh-huh. Whoever asks how you can develop, yes. Someone asks after identifying your skill, how do you develop them? I think Madam Irene said a lot concerning that. Said you need to do you need to ask more questions. You need to find time and then research on the things that you have been doing and on the your skills that you have identified. How can this skill help me to go forward? When you research, you get a lot of them, and talk to people who are into that skill that you have identified. Talk to people who are in that business. So when you talk to them, at least most you get some ideas, you get some informations that will also help you, so that by the time, if even when you are in school you don't get much from it, by the time you finish it's your skill can even help you other than your education. What you did, maybe you not even use it. People came to the university to study agric and so on, but a lot of some have ended up being a sport journalist. Some have ended up being other things other than what they learn. So, as she was saying, develop it and then try to identify yourself with people who are in that business, and that will help you a lot. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Alice. So, yes, it's very spot on. These days, there are a lot of influencers online. You want to do something similar. What do you do? you have to start looking at how they portray themselves, what they do, and give it a try. Put it out there, get the comments and the feedback, and then get better at it. But if you sit there and say you are not able to apportion your time, oh, sorry, they are drilling again. There's never enough time for all of us. The 24 hours is not enough for any of us. But you have to then manage your time. Time management is a skill. It's a skill that you can help to even nurture. You can nurture other people when it comes to time management. There are certain roles where you are the personal assistant. You have to now manage the time of whoever you are working with. And that is a skill. And just because of that skill that you have when it comes to time management, you might find yourself as the best person for the job. Everyone will come, they'll have the same qualifications, they are looking nice in their whatever attire they are wearing, they are speaking very well. But what differentiates you from that is the fact that you are able to manage time effectively for whoever you are working with to the point that they become successful. And that is your skill. So you have to nurture your time as well. Deborah, would you like to share something?
Yes, I wanted to add up to what has been discussed. So I want to encourage someone out there that you don't extremely have to be good. You just have to be intentional. Because even the Chinese people we know today, they were nobody. But because of just some small strategy they adapted, that is why today, when we talk of the Chinese, we say, oh, they are very innovative, they are very creative. So what they do is that, yes, they wish when they realize that there's a market for a particular product, they pick up the product, they dismantle, and then they look at how they start the whole process again to produce the same thing. So you could realize that now Chinese they can do our gari. How did they get to do it? They came here to Ghana here, took some of our gari, went through the process, and now they can do the gari themselves there, and even at a larger quantity. So what you just have to do is just believe in yourself, start from scratch, and trust me, you'll get there. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing. That's very helpful. As if I knew we will all be going to China. Madam Alice, remember I mentioned about a China something. And funny enough, Deborah also mentioned China. Maybe we'll have to go there soon.
Yeah, Jongo.
That's great. Anyone else? We are sharing ideas. We are just asking questions. We are having like a panel discussion. So let's encourage ourselves.
Please don't be shy. If you have a question, you
Yes,
can
go
ask.
ahead.
If you have a question, go ahead and ask, or any sort of contribution.
Don't be shy to ask questions. I've told you, no, there's no wrong or right answer. There's no right or wrong question. We all don't know that much. We are still learning, even though we are interacting. So the more we interact, the more we learn. Okay.
And your cameras are also off. We can't see your face. We can only hear your voice. So there's no need to be shy. We have just some few minutes to conclude the session. So if you have a question, go ahead and ask. Raise your hand first, and I'll call you up. Christiana, do you have a question?
Okay, yes, please. I do have a question.
Please go ahead.
Okay, so my question is, you've been saying you should go for your census and other stuff, but as nursing students, I would say every semester, one of our kids, we have this compulsory companies to do the census for. We are only
Christiana, your line is a bit spotty. Could you repeat your question again? I couldn't
hello.
hear you. I said, could
Yes,
you
I can
repeat
hear you now.
repeat your question again?
Okay, so please, my question is like this. I'm a nursing student,
Speak louder,
and
please.
then okay, I'm a nursing student, and then every vacation I'm supposed to go for this inter clinical education. and then you guys were like, you should go for more internship. So that one to classify as an internship, or I have to go to a big company or something to do an internship to show that I'm going for an internship.
I can chip in, and then maybe Madam Alice or Andy can also chip in on that. It is an internship. So an internship is just a short period where you are actually there to learn. And because this is in line with what you are doing, you are having an internship, and it would be relevant in your work life, especially even when you are able to add that to your CV, that you've had that experience. You're working with people in a delicate area of their health. So, what experience do you have apart from learning in the classroom? It doesn't have to be a big company at all. I can decide now that I want to go and intern with a good seamstress for the next 6 months. Maybe every weekend I spend 6 hours there. I'll add it to my skill sets that I have interned at that place. It doesn't have to be a big company. Deborah wants to share some more insights.
Yes. So there are some applications, or I'll say programs, that if you want to partake in, they would want to know some of the activities you have done outside and just going to class. So these, as Madam said, these small activities are the ones that will make you stand out. So it's not all about just going to the classroom, but sometimes you have to also take up extracurricular activities, even if you want to get scholarship outside the country or what have you. There are some requirements that they want to know some of the voluntary things you have done, some of the things you have done aside just going to the class. So as for those things, they are very important. Thank you.
Thank you, Deborah, and thank you for mentioning the fact that when you are looking for opportunities, not even just outside, now the corporate world, even in Ghana, is looking for someone who knows more than just typing or technology. We want someone who has skills to actually run the whole corporation, regardless of your rank. It's that's important right now. So every skill is important. So what you are doing, where you are actually going to learn something in line with your course outside of the classroom, is very, very, very important. Very important. Even when you're not getting paid for it, you should still do it.
And ma'am, even some programs, they will even want to know if you have taken any extracurricular activity. Just a
Exactly.
program that you would attend. So
Yeah.
the world is
Yeah.
really changing.
So that on your CV you can say you've attended this conference, this seminar, this
Exactly.
workshop.
Yeah.
Just that is enough for someone to say that, okay, I prefer working with this person because I know that they understand what it takes to even host one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So don't take it for granted. When there's a program and you can spare a little time, pass through when you have the opportunity. Okay, I think we can be wrapping up. Alice, you have something to say?
Okay. Talking about the internship that someone just mentioned,
Yes, Madam Alice.
I will encourage everyone to at least take up an internship course before you complete your studies. Because in the classroom, you are learning just the theoretical aspects. So when you get an intention, that is where you develop whatever you have learned in the classroom. If you are a nurse, when you go on attachment, at least there are some things that will put you on a higher skill than whoever has not been on attachment. By the time you finish school and maybe you have had 2 or 3 attachments, it puts you on a better skill than someone. And then those in the businesses, try and do something. Don't think of maybe I'm going for an attachment and I will not be paid. Yes, you will not be paid, but at the end of the day, you are getting something better. They are also giving you knowledge that will help you to take advantage someday somehow wherever that you may find yourself. So let's not just sit down. Let's develop our skills and let's make sure that we are always placed at a high skill. Let's say if there are 5 people that will go for an interview and one person is being required, let's put ourselves in such a situation that when it comes to picking just one person, you be that's one person because you have developed yourself enough to take up that position. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Alice. I think this is a very good wrap up. Unless anyone else has something to say, please don't take it for granted at all. The opportunity to hear these things over and over again is so important, even for us, for me, going through this and learning again that I need to pick up on some skill sets to make myself better, to also impact and impart on other people is very, very important. We can only get better. We cannot go down. We only go higher. And as I mentioned earlier on, we are all gifted. God gifted everybody. Otherwise, we won't be here. So we need to work at it. It's there, but you need to bring it out like gold. You need to refine it. So thank you so much, Madam Alice. Anyone else? I hope the session and the interaction has been great. If it were in person, we would have had more activities to help us explore ourselves a lot more. And I hope we'll get that opportunity again and we can have subsequent seminars to this so that from knowing your skill now, you want to you want to learn how you can actually build it properly to become a business venture. But for now, you need to try it and just start doing something. Okay.
Thank you very much, Madam Irene. Uh, Thank you for sharing such pertinent info with us all. I've also learned a lot, and my uh, lesson to give to you our these is always pick discipline over motivation. Motivation will and can fade away, but with discipline, it always trumps motivation. When you stay disciplined, it makes you think long term instead of being short sighted. Majority of people, the farthest they've thought into the future is the next day. They don't think a decade ahead or 2 decades ahead. So stay disciplined and surely everything will fall into place. So this we're about to conclude the meeting. So I would like someone to end this session with a prayer, just as we started. I'll call out someone random. Mr. Carl, Ahoga Carl, could you please pray with us? Mr. Carl, hello, are you there?
Okay, Collins will pray with us. Even this is a skill, right? Isn't it, Andy? Yes, it's a skill.
I agree.
Hello, Andy.
Oh, yes, before,
Hello,
yes, madam.
Andy.
Madam.
Before we say the prayer, I know Prof. Nkansa is there. Can Prof.
Okay,
Nkansa say something for us before we end?
okay, Prof, please, the floor is yours.
All right, good afternoon from my end here.
Good
I know it is
afternoon.
I know it is evening down there. Uh,
Yes.
yeah, I think this is an insightful presentation, and we have all learned from it. Let me share this. For those of us pursuing first degree, the thinking is that first degree is a program that prepares us generally for the world market. And therefore, in taking first degree, if we are able to position ourselves with other skills, it makes us more viable for the market than just going home with the first degree. So I guess this program or this presentation is very relevant, and I'll urge us all to endeavor to acquire skills so that we can make ourselves more marketable than just going with our certificate. Thank you so much, organizers. Thank you so much, Auntie Irene, for the beautiful presentation. Thank you, students, for participating and then asking questions. Alice, thank you so much.
You're welcome, Prof. Okay, Andy, you can go ahead.
Okay. Another thing I wanted to add is this meeting will be recorded and the video will be uploaded on our YouTube channel. I will share the link of our YouTube channel into the Stufso group so that you can rewatch it if you want to, and also share it with your friends so that they can also um, watch the video if they want to. So where were we? I think Mr. Collins was about to pray. So Mr. Collins, please go ahead and pray.
Please, shall we pray? Heavenly and most gracious Father, we thank you for this day, and we thank you for the life that you have given to each and every one. Father, we pray your name be magnified. Your name. We pray that, Lord Jesus, with all that we've learned, grant us the ability and the strength to put it into practice. It will not be in the people who will learn it and we will not practice it, but rather give us the strength, the ability, and the mighty power to be able to put all these that we've learned into practice. And at the end of it all, we will be great people in the future. There's and many things we ask from you through your Son Jesus Christ. Name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you to be here.
Bye. Have a good evening. Bye.
And Miss Ari, thank you. Thank
Thank you
Thank
you.
very
you.
much for the dancer. Thank you so much.
Mhm.